Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Hey, this is Lady Scorpio at the Crossroads. And as always, I did my research at the time when I chose this name, and nobody had the name, and I started my YouTube channel immediately. So, on another note, I just want to talk a little bit about hexes, because you know me and the dark arts and things like that. No, I don't take pleasure in it, and I don't glorify in it. But it comes easy to me, to some extent, especially after the crap I've been through. So, oh, here I go. I'm like walking everywhere. I'm a little bit agitated today. Let me take a couple deep breaths because I tried to do my video and had like people interfering in the house. It's just rude. The etiquette is just, it sucks. I mean, I can hear the girl and I'm standing freaking outside. I mean, Jesus criminy. Anyways, okay, so I want to talk a little bit about hexes because it seems to keep coming back full circle. That's really why I'm having this video. Um, Pretty bird going by. I always check out the animals. That's part of my nature, whoever's around me. So anyways, let's talk a little bit about this hexing coming around. You know, I sometimes see stuff, and I also get requests too with people. I want to hex this person. I hate this bitch. I want her to die. I want him to die. I want his girl. I want her man. I want her girl. I mean, just craziness, craziness. You know, or, well, that bitch has a house and a husband and kids and she don't deserve all that. Okay, when we're having issues like that, okay, no, I'm not teaching you that because that is not a reason to do something like that to another person, okay? Do I believe there's judges on this earth? Yes. But I can tell you right now, the majority of us aren't those. And if you're asking on how to do it, then you are not one of the judges because you would know how to do it. So, having said that, I do believe there is a time and place necessary for cursing somebody. Yes, I do. Let's just say right now I know a man who treats this young daughter of his like shit. Not to mention how he did her mother and got her and another woman pregnant at the same time. He's a real douchebag. But let me back up a minute. First of all, we have to do readings. We have to look at this person. What is up with this person? Are they possessed? Do they have a mental illness? We have to be careful with that because we technically, how do we determine that if we're not gifted and if we're not into the medical field to where we can read somebody on that? And I know somebody out there right now in the psychology field's having a fit, but let me tell you, psychologists and psychiatric doctors, people in those fields, have the highest rate for suicide. They have so many issues, it's not even funny. And they're counseling people. You know, there's these experts on things because they went to a school and learned textbook things. And there are some things with those of us that we're very intuitive and we just know them. And I don't mean, oh, I just got this feeling. No, I mean, I'm talking about somebody who really, really, really can read people. Somebody who is like me, like an ENFJ. I think INFJs can do the same thing. Somebody who does detective work. You know, you should always take a step back and look because let me tell you, you go and curse and hex somebody and it was not the right thing to do and it was not justice. Let me tell you what, you better open up wide at both ends because you're about to get screwed. Seriously. Because we have something called the universal law. And I know some people don't agree with me, they don't believe this, but it even says this in text, ancient text. There is no law above universal law. And, you know, I hear people saying, well, universal law doesn't see good and evil. Okay, whatever. Whatever you put out is what you get back, okay? So if you go and you curse or hex somebody who was undeserving and it was not a just thing, I mean, how many times have we said or did something about someone else and then we come to find out, oh, snap, it wasn't them, it was the other person behind them. Or, yeah, exactly. So we really need to be careful with our ego. We really need to be careful with who we're looking at in the future, who's doing what, because it's just insane. We just got to be really, really careful with that. I think the talking went down, so I'm going to try to see. Nope, it's still going. It's still going nonstop. So let me just stay out here. I got to have my 99-cent drink. I know. It's horrible. I went to McDonald's. I did it for $1.05. Anyways, and pop is like the worst. Coke, pop, soda, whatever is the worst thing in the world for you. But So I just want to offer a word of caution to that, because there are some people who can read other people. So they can say, yep, that person has an entity attached. Yep, that person has a demon. Like I can tell you right now, this person is a lower level being, but he's not just a lower level being, or he's lower on the Jacob's ladder. And some people will say, well, give him a minute, let him breathe. Well, there's another issue, because he's called demons to himself. He's called entities to himself because of how he acts. Let me give you a perfect example, because this happened to me when I first moved into this city here. And I met a lot of really nasty people. I called up, asked for help, thinking, hey, these guys are vets. These guys, they're going to help me. Even though those vets over there and those vets over there did not help me and wanted to dog me out because I was a woman and I need to learn a woman's place. Oh, hell no. Hell no. No. I will fight tooth and nail. I will live on the streets and eat out of a fucking trash can with dignity before I let somebody tell me I have to lay down for a man. Hell no. So, anyways, I know I'm kind of out there. But anyways, perfect example. When I first got here, I had somebody say, hey, come stay with us, it'll be okay. First day, walk in the door, walk through the living room, and there sitting on the chair is this black cloaked figure. And at the time I was like, okay, I see these things all the time. What the hell are they? Well, they're all different names. I thought it was a carry-on. A carry-on is something that comes for those that have been bad. But you see, there's not just that. There's also soul thieves. People, for example, here's what this man did. This man ripped off at least 3 women out of all kinds of money. I'm not talking a couple hundred. I'm not talking $20. I'm talking he ripped them off by thousands. The last woman he ripped off $30,000, let me tell you what, he messed with a woman that had to be a gypsy woman or something like that. Because, honey, she sent some dark shit after him. Well, he has that spirit there because he's called it to him, because he's always looking for a way to scam somebody else. His life is trash. He's got a relative that's on drugs, supposedly, and got all these damn problems going on. Let me tell you what this guy did. This had my vehicle repoed, okay? I had finally just gotten myself up where I could make my 3 payments I owed. Not to mention the car still had to be fixed. And I'm like, okay, when I get paid, I'm going to make my payments. The 3rd one would have been due on my payday. I walked to work every single day, rain, freeze, or shine. December 19th, I think it was, they came and got it. Let me tell you, and he did it sneaky underhand, but it's okay. Let's just forget about that, because guess what happened? And I told him, I said, I know you did it. And I said, I'm an ENFJ, and I give him the facts and the details on how I knew he did it. A couple months later, his son is parking his truck in the backyard in a fenced-in yard to hide it from the people because he couldn't pay on it because he blew his money. He was making $500 a day repoing other people's vehicles, and he blew it. He blew all the money on bullshit. And then here he was in the same boat. I had to laugh because I'm like, how dare you? How, so you have to really be careful. See, that's a universal law. That is justice. So you can label it evil, good. You can label it whatever you want, but it has to be in accordance with love and light. And I'm not talking tough love. Your kid does something wrong, so you think it's okay and justified for you to beat the hell out of them, and then you're mad because the state comes in and says, oh, you can't have this child anymore because you put all kinds of bruises on them and shit. You can't be doing shit like that. I mean, it's one thing to, anyways, I'm not going to get into that debate. And they've got all kinds of proven information out there. It just makes people more deviant so they can avoid it. It doesn't teach them about consequences. It teaches them how to be more deviant. So don't believe me, do your own research. But anyways, seriously, be really careful when you're thinking about doing a hex on somebody else. Are you doing it because you're coveting what they want? Are you doing it because you're jealous? Are you doing it because you wanted that house and they didn't get it? I mean, we just seen this crazy crap on TV where this woman was harassing this family because she wanted the house and said it was supposed to be hers. So therefore she harassed them, and it got dangerous to the point of where some man came over to their house to look at the house, and he could have did anything to this woman. She didn't even know he was coming. She could have shot and killed this innocent man. Yeah. So it's just crazy. And she'd send notes to their neighbors to say, hey, so-and-so's a sexual pedophiler. Her husband, this lady who moved into this house, had a husband and a child, and she was telling everybody in the neighborhood, this woman who wanted the house, that they were sex offenders. Oh my God. I mean, just all kinds of crazy shit. She harassed the neighbors. She harassed him, trying to force him to get out. And she saw nothing wrong with it. There is something wrong with that. That is not justice. That is just selfishly cruel. That is just demented. And the woman actually had a psychological problem. But can you imagine being in those people's shoes, and they had children, and they were scared and thinking, what do I do? Especially if they don't have the ability to read. Always get a divination. And I can tell you right now, some people think that you can't read someone else who's doing stuff to you. But and I always say, cloak yourself if you are going to do something, but be very careful, because there's some people out there that are really good and can find that out. I think if I were to hex this person right now who's doing this really bad stuff to this little girl, I think I could get away with it. I think that from a professional standpoint, because I know how to cover myself. I know how to change my eye color. I know how to do all kinds of different things. I know how to do a bunch of different things. And people would look at me too. They'd say, oh my God, your eyes are different today. Holy shit, how do your eyes do that? I'd be like, I just think it. I will it. They're like, no freaking way. So, completely in black, in a room with black, and just barely any candlelight. But it depends, because we have cases where we have, sometimes in this case it's an actual police officer, but you never know. It could be somebody who's supposed to be the good guy, and then he hurt someone else, and then you got a problem. Then you can't do that. I have to check on my food, so let me do that real quick. Oh, it's doing really good. Okay. It's all right, it's barely cooking. Let me turn it up a little. I want to make sure I don't burn it. But anyways, yeah. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live. But anyways, so I would just be careful. And some people don't agree with that. They think they read the Bible and they get their versions of it, and then they get mad and want to attack. Hi, kitty. Oh, my gosh. Can you see the kitty? Can you see the kitty? Let me turn it this way. Kitty, kitty. Hi, that's the neighbor's kitty. Hey, baby, what you doing? Hello? Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys got to see him or not. He's over there in the corner underneath all the trees. Oh, this is kind of hard to do. He's over in the corner. Yeah. He's so beautiful. But no, seriously. Anyways, you just got to be careful. I've heard of so many different things, and let me tell you, a case with the girls hexing me, something told me after my friend said, no, you have to be, and I was like, and then when I was really sick and we were talking, I cast those words out, and then I got this feeling. I was like, could it have been them? Why am I thinking this? What clues am I being told? Give me a dream. Give me a sign. Help me do some divination. Help me read into this. Help me read into that. But when I do it, I have to have like bread and stuff afterwards, so I don't get really sick to my stomach. Oh my God, this kitty is drawn. He's crawling up on the fence. Hi, baby. Hi, beautiful. You better watch out for those birds. We got hawks out here today. Don't make them ruin something that's a turning point in their life. You give them a bad hair day, and they're for an interview or going to do a photo shoot or a possible photo shoot to be this Monday. Don't make them ruin something that's a turning point in their life. You give them a bad hair day, and that is their life path, and you take their livelihood away. There's severe consequences for that. You got to let people stay on their life path, okay? And these people who are on the lower rungs of Jacob's ladder, who got spirits that are bad around them, that call them to them, this guy knew he did it. He just didn't care. He loved money more than anything, and lived in filth and gambled it away and just blew it, smoked it up. So you just got to be really, really careful when doing stuff like this, because you ruin somebody's life like that, and they're on their life's purpose, and they're not evil, and they're not this bad person who's out to get somebody else, and they're not doing things wrong to you. They're just doing the effort and work to get better, and you wish ill on them, and you're somebody who can project. Like, I can project really good, and I didn't understand what it was. That's where you like, oh, that woman. I just want her to get away from me. And the next day she got hit on the road. Oh, well, I don't have to deal with her for 2 weeks. No, that is not right. And it's like, holy crap. It's like in the movie The Craft, when they're all like wishing for that guy to get hit who's got the snake, and he's trying to warn that girl that she's hanging out with the wrong group. It's kind of like that. So I hate to use a movie to describe that, but I think that resonates more with people, or gives a better understanding for the majority of people and majority of the audience. But no, like, seriously, oh, there he goes. Nope, there he goes. But no, seriously, just be really careful with what you do. Make sure you get a divination first. And, somebody could read and then they could see someone, but it may not even be that person. So, like in my case, but I do some pretty extravagant things, and I don't recommend it for anybody. I mean, I'm teaching myself. I'm not really afraid. I just have this underlying knowledge that, one, no matter what happens, I'm going to come out on top. Two, don't involve my ancestors in anything that's too dangerous, because we're gatekeepers. We're walkers between worlds. We're healers. We're shamans. We're elders. And I don't want... I can't do that. So I have to really sit and think about things and meditate and talk with my guides and the angels to say, what is this? What is going on? Why is this happening? What does this mean? And again, my past's different than everybody else's. It's not the same. I'm just coming out because I know there's other people like me, and I don't want them to commit suicide. I don't want them to have bad things happen to them. I don't want them to be hexed because somebody in the dark is not wanting you to rise up to your full potential, because they want what they want at all costs, no matter what, even if it kills somebody in the way. It's just not right. It's not right, because we all have the right to live our lives in this life, in this incarnation. It's not right. It's not right. So, anyways, yes, to hex or not to hex, it came back full circle again. And like I said, I did this because I get a lot of people saying, I hate this person, or I want their job. I want them to go away. And then you don't realize you hex them. Now you have all that energy on your plate. You cannot hide from it. You cannot run from it. The universal law trumps man's law. It's not just law dealing with churches. It's not just, it's more than that. It's laws that people follow dealing with all different religious paths and non-religious paths. Man, okay? It's like, well, the officer will say, hey, you ran a stop sign, but nobody was hurt, so it's okay. Well, it's not like that with the universe. It's not like that. You do something unknowingly, and it's there. It's there. You can't take that away when you've destroyed someone else's life or got them off their life path and knocked them off. And believe me, I'm always watching for that one sister, because I know that she's not going to quit. I know that. And like I said, I've did some pretty extravagant things. I've actually got out. I actually went and sat in my bathtub and channeled for angels and for my spirit guides and animal totems and all that, with a specific herbal path that heals and slowly does negotiations with entities with raw, harmful, hateful energy, destructive energy. But through all this, I become better. And now I'm like, let me see who else I can help out there. So anyways, guys, I hope this helps, because you know what? We have to really be careful what we do in this world. And you know what? On a final note, let's say you wish something bad on somebody. You want them to have a car accident. They have that accident, and it's on like a 6-lane highway, and you wind up, by your wishes and you're projecting it, it harms all these other people, causes like an 80-car pileup, and all these people die or are stranded, and all this bad stuff happens and it expounds. You don't want that. You really don't. Or you delay somebody in a flight, and then the flight gets up in the air and it crashes down and it kills a bunch of people, somewhere, because it lands in a city somewhere, and now that negative energy is imprinted on that piece of land. You ever heard that saying, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall and you couldn't put him back together? He still had the cracks. You can only try to heal it. There's not ever an excuse, really, for things like that. So we really, really have to be responsible, sane adults. Don't do things when you're angry and mad. And not only that, but sometimes people be like, I'm going to hex that bitch because I want that job. And then you find out that job, the person was getting promoted and was going somewhere else, and now you just ruined them. So just think about things. Think about things and how you do it and your mindset and how you're feeling, that kind of thing. Just be really cautious, okay? All right. Love you all. Have a good night.